Aaron, my name is Jesus. I'm a local real estate agent here in Orange County, California. I specialize in probate and trust estates. My researcher pointed out to me that very shortly, if not already, you will be appointed as a personal representative of the Novello estate. And I realized that I might be a little premature in some way, but I was calling very, very respectfully to see if you and the rest of the family have decided what you're going to do with the property, whether it's to rent it, move into it, or just sell it outright.
We're not sure what we're gonna do next. How'd you get my phone number?
I got your phone number through public records. There's companies out there that provide this information to us realtors. So it sounds that at some point you might be keeping the property, or you might be leaning towards selling it. It's just a little early in the process, and it sounds like you and the family are trying to decide what to do. Correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have a preference?
Yeah, I mean, my preference would be actually to sell. I just want to sell it. I don't want to be done with it.
And what are you planning to do with the proceeds once it sells?
Everything costs a lot more money now. I just, could use some extra cash.
So you want to keep the cash, or would you like to probably purchase something locally?
Probably invest it.
We had a good fortune of helping lots of families just like yours overcome the challenges associated with this dynamic. And I understand that this is a big decision. And what it usually helps, Aaron, at this time is to get a clear snapshot of your equity position. And what I mean by that is that what is the value of your property in the market that we're in today? Now, how I would do that, I would share with you the most recent data in the neighborhood, and we will look at this information together as a team. And while it will come up to the surface, this isn't going to be a pinpoint to the penny in terms of the price, but instead a type realistic range of what is reasonable based on what the market is showing us. Does that make sense so far?
I mean, I guess so. But I don't know. Like I said, we're not sure what we're going to do. So you can give me a call back, maybe in a month or so.
Call you back in a month or so. Sure, and I can definitely do that. Once everything shakes out, do you think there's a disadvantage of having this information at this point?
I don't know. I mean, I could get that online,
Okay, great. Let me ask you this, and this might not be the case for you. And the home tends to be, okay. And
hey, this is how you get better. So okay, we can stop there. How did that feel to you?
I got a little further than the last time I did it. So
that's progress, yeah? I can tell you've been practicing, you've been listening to kind of, videos or kind of training as far as what to say and how to say it, which is good. And where you started to get caught up was once you asked me about the value, and I started to be I don't know, it's not that important. You didn't really know where to go from there. So you circle back to the value again, which kind of demonstrates to me you're not listening to me and you didn't know what to say. So yeah, the place that you want to go to, you got to it. It just took too long, right? So the place that you want to get to is, let's say they're well, I don't know if that would be too helpful. It's okay. Well, and I oftentimes find, I don't know if this is something that you guys have addressed or if it even needs to be addressed, that families, whether they decide to sell or they don't, and either way is fine, of course, they could use some extra help or assistance as far as preparing a property, either to hold on to or to put on the market. Examples being estate sales, light handyman work, get stuff cleared out, donate to local charities. Do you think any of that at some point would be of help or assistance to you and your family? And then be quiet, right? So our tendency, if we've spoken to, I don't know, expireds or fizz, but we're always trying to, as agents, focus on the money. And that's not always the way in the door. If somebody pushes back, I could get, kind of an estimate online. It's I do appreciate that. And I know that you have lots of resources as far as these online sites to give estimates of value. My experience is that, any one of these sites, if you dig in their website, they give you the definition of their estimation. And it could be anywhere. I mean, on Zillow, there's estimate. They tell you in our geographic area, it could be plus or minus 7 to 10%. Did you know that? And they're no, I didn't know that. Yeah, so if they're saying it's worth, for instance, $550, it could be worth 6, 10, or it could be worth 4 and change, right? So it's a huge kind of swing. And I find that when families are making those executive decisions as far as what to do, it's really helpful to get a tighter, realistic picture of equity. Now, I'm curious, and then I go on to the, if we could help you to get stuff cleared out, that sort of thing, add value that way. So I'm going to drop a little doubt bomb and then move on to the next way of adding value.
Makes sense. Complete sense.
If it makes sense, it makes dollars. Who's next?
I need help with how to get motivation with expires.
Yeah. So what's getting you stuck though? I want to focus on that. Why are you having a hard time getting motivation?
Usually when I start my script, I say, hey, it's Jaquan with EXP Realty. I was giving you a call if your home on 123 Main Street was still available, or did you sell that privately? And then usually they say, no, we don't want to sell anymore. And then I try to like see like how can I help you just if you still want to sell, basically.
Yeah. So if somebody says to me initially right out of the gate, like, we don't want to sell anymore, that's okay. My job's to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything, Jay. I guess I'm curious though, because the home is lovely. It's in a great geographic area. And, it seems like you've done some modifications to it. If you don't mind me asking, when you had originally put it on the market, was there any particular reason you were even considering selling it? So you'll notice in my tonality, I'm like, why would you ever do that? But what that leads me towards is what?
The motivation.
Yeah. Was there any reason you were even considering something like, well, we were thinking about doing this. Okay. And is that case? Is that still important to you, or have things changed forever? Now, when I say that, I'm like, I want to get to a definite no or a definite yes. Like I'm slamming the door shut. Like, have things changed forever, or is that still important to you? Nah, it's still important, but like, we're just like a little unsure about how we're going to proceed. So you can give me a call back later. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I'll be sure to do it. And I guess honestly, I'm a little bit confused. I mean, the home's lovely. It's in a great geographic area. I see you redid the kitchen, the baths. Like, what do you think stopped it from selling? And now, if they tell you, like, hey, when I asked that first question, like, was there? So, in other words, that's okay. My job's to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything. Before I let you go, I'm curious because your home is lovely. It's in a great geographic area. I can see you did some upgrades. If you don't mind me asking, I mean, was there any particular reason you were even considering selling it? And then they'll probably tell you the reason. And then you'll say, okay, well, is that still important to you, or have things changed forever? No, I mean, it's still important. Okay. And and then I can dig a little bit around that a little bit before I get to the next question, which would be like, well, and I mean, honestly, truthfully, I'm a little bit confused. The home's lovely. It's in a great geographic area. Like, what do you think stopped it from selling? And now we can progress.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Good.